Nobody wants to talk, eh?
Full
Nobody
house.
wants to say nothing.
Well, I guess we won. Congrats, Team Catch a Cook on winning Game of Inches.
Oh man, how's everybody doing?
Good.
Good.
See, nobody wants to talk now, right? Nobody wants to cut anybody off.
Let's do it again.
Okay, how's everybody doing? See, there we go.
You gotta be careful with open-ended questions because we got so many mics going here, but we're gonna get it going. It's December 5, first episode of December. It's gonna be a doozy. It's the Cast the Next podcast. We're just gonna let this load up. The whole pile of people. Clayton's driving frantically, I think, to a computer. Sitting with Joe Cooper. But we got a special episode this week. We're gonna be talking Game of Inches. I literally just finished watching. Actually, the last one. I watched all 5 though.
I'm going to be, once we're done, I'll go finish watching them completely because I had to skim through them. I didn't want to get yelled at tonight.
All right. The comments have been on fire for as usual, it's usually 8:15 every Monday, but special time today so we could get caught up. They just released these videos at 7 o'clock. Game of Inches is a wrap. We've got reps from most of the teams here. The cool teams anyway. Not that Joe isn't cool or whatever, but neither. We got
Jay, where'd you say Joe was?
Stuck in a ditch somewhere. Yeah, somewhere in the northwest angle. Yeah, he's deep in the snow right now.
I seen him always drive
deep.
that Bombardier, yeah. Well, I seen him driving that Bombardier, so I wonder why.
This is a cool comic here, Ryan Townsend. How many folks are setting up mini Game of Inches this weekend now? You guys are probably doing unofficial ones all over the place. No, you guys during the summer.
We heard of quite a few people doing that after throwing hours, which I think is pretty cool. Just do it with a couple buddies, and it's pretty easy to throw together.
That'd be a good time.
Game of Inches, and we're not talking about Santos on a Saturday night. We're talking fishing Game of Inches. So
You only do, bro.
Just to recap, these are your hosts. It's Eric Lavopa, Eric on the red. We got Short Fuse Mike Natoli, Jeremy Santos. We've got representatives from CNC Music Factory. I'm talking about Cast and Conquer / AP Bass, and we're going to get into that in a little bit and see what happened there. Andrew Walker, thanks for joining us. We've got first one to guess which right brother that is. Get some Catch and Cook.
Lifetime supply or what?
We're giving everything away.
I'm thinking it's Adam. Is it Adam?
Yeah.
And we got Mr. Jay Stevens here with Catch and Cook there. Where's Josh today?
Napping.
Napping.
He's still tired from day 5. That was a
You
long
look so tired, Jay.
We were both just absolutely just spent by the end of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, drained a lot of enthusiasm.
Yeah.
Congrats to Team CSO. Spoiler alert, if you haven't seen them yet, we're gonna show the results and we're gonna get into some behind the scenes stuff and what went on with Game of Inches. If you were living under a rock, Game of Inches was a competition here. This is from the producers of 39 Hours. I like that. It's like a big blockbuster movie. The producers of 39 Hours. They brought to you Game of Inches, and you'll see there all the species. So Jay, what recap what the rules were again of this thing? Recap it for everybody.
Yeah, so 7 categories. There's walleye, e-socks, meaning pike or muskie. Andrew's team was able to fish for muskies. We got stock trout, so like brook trout, brown trout, rainbow trout, splake. You got panfish. I think all there was for panfish was crappies and perch in the competition. Whitefish, burbot, and lake trout. That's 7 categories. So we thought about, when we were planning this whole thing, we thought about, should we do stealing species? But we're like, do we really want people trying to catch catfish through the ice and goldeye through the ice? We're like, well, let's just focus on the same 7 main categories and then do an inch-wise thing. So it definitely is a different dynamic because you're not stealing points, but it also it adds just a different strategy to it. So yeah, most inches out of those 7 categories.
Nice.
Man,
Josh McFadden watching here. He woke up. Did we win?
We did, Josh. We won.
You guys want something?
Is it true that you guys didn't know?
Last. Hey, we didn't get last.
Yeah, we didn't know.
True.
You guys didn't know up until today,
No.
kind of thing. Get out of here. All summer long.
That's right. You'd have an idea if you didn't break the top score though, right? Obviously.
I think the geeks were, we
pulled ahead.
You pulled ahead. Yeah.
Yeah, that was our goal. But you know what species hurt us the most was the walleye, and I kind of knew that was going to happen. Our walleye bite was on fire there. Like I went out with my son pre-fishing, and he got a 26 and a half. I got a 27 in one day, and then we went out the next day, and they were still going hard. And then day 3, they were still feeding. We didn't get the big one, and they shut right down, and they never turned back on for us. So.
That's Adam right there, lamenting, yelling at Sean. I heard you guys yelling and stuff in one of the episodes. On day 5, everyone looks so exhausted and burnt. So,
man,
it's day 5.
5 days in a row, right? Like,
well, I guess I can only pretty much throw this question at 2 guys. So, Adam and Jay, like, how do you guys compare that to 39 hours?
Well, I mean, we strategically planned to stay close together, like as far as location. Some teams had big runs in between. Obviously, Adam started in the north of Saskatchewan and worked down. I just stayed like in the Kenora to Sioux Lookout area within like 2 hours. So for me, my thought was some of the other teams are going to screw up, and we're just going to make sure we fill all the categories. Meanwhile, a guy like Clayton started down south, went all the way north, and just things worked out. So it was amazing because he had the best of everything. I thought staying close would be good. But as far as like, you know, how strenuous it was, we didn't have long drives. When you have the long drives, I'm sure like what Adam and Sean were saying, I won't take that from you, but like crazy long drives you were saying, right, Adam? That was your thought, that if you would have gone, you made a comment about if you would have gone west, you would have got something else.
Oh yeah. We had like guaranteed 36-inch burbot, and a certain lake, but it's like a 13-hour drive.
Yeah, for one category.
Yeah, just for one. But like I found that the game of inches was easier for us because you're not chasing all those species. You're focused on those 7, right? We got a lot more sleep. So our strategy for all like 39 hours, season 1, 2, and this is we get the hardest done first. You have the most energy. So let's get to the places that are hardest to get to, get those done first, and then your relaxing time comes later, which, you know, when we were in our lodge, like Diefenbaker's got like world record burbot here and like whitefish and even rainbows, but the rainbows just weren't panning out. Like, so I found it easier to do game of inches, and season 2 of 39 hours.
We got to give huge props to Adam and Sean. They self-filmed. They probably have the least camera experience out of all of us. They self-filmed it, had drone footage, had underwater footage, edited themselves, and still placed incredibly. So like we were just talking about when we were watching, I was just so impressed. Like you guys did so good. Because filming, like I had a cameraman, so I was focused on fishing, but you guys had to film yourself, which was, you know, your own choice. We all could have had cameramen if that's something we decided to do, but like, yeah, it's a lot of extra work filming yourself.
All the teams had cameramen except them, though, right? Like I'm pretty sure there was guys like
Clayton did his own. Clayton did his own.
Okay, yeah. Speaking of those two, they're in the green room right now. The champions.
Should we let him in? I don't want do
Crawford.
do
we want Clayton
we can
in
play
here?
some music right now for him or what?
Look at this. Crawford is taking pictures right now. I can see the flash. We're gonna keep those guys backstage here, man. Or should we let them in here already, man? Yeah, well, here we go. Let's see how 7 look on you. Oh, there they are!
Oh, look at those.
Round of applause, everybody! Round of applause for the winner.
So
Congrats.
everybody knows it's shared, I guess.
Yeah.
Have you showed the scoreboard yet? You haven't shown the final scores, have you?
Have not yet. We're gonna get into the scoreboard in a second. We're waiting for these. Look at their shirts, the Step Brothers. I'm gonna picture you guys right there. There it is. I got them.
That's funny.
Sound check, you guys. Sound. You guys are there?
Are we good?
Yeah.
Now we can hear them. They're good.
Yeah.
Beauty. If you guys
How's
don't know,
Alan
we got
doing?
Mr. Crawford and Mr. Schick in the house. They're the winners. I guess let's do a recap here. If you're just joining us right now, you just tuned in. This is the Cast and Egg Podcast every Monday at 8:15 on the Kickerfish channel and on Facebook. We got the 3 hosts, Eric, Mike, and Jeremy Santos, the Dragon Boy. And we've got 4 teams represented you out of the 5. Joe Cooper is in a ditch. Hopefully he's okay. There's some snow going on down there. Hopefully he's good. But here's the final scores. So 128. Team Frostbite missed out on a couple species actually, and Adam there just mentioned world record lakes. He was lamenting in the one video there. We don't have world record lakes to go to, and we just only on sleds, and everyone's gonna think we're garbage. But
Well,
to be honest, they had some impressive fish. Like I think the fish that they caught were pretty impressive, no?
They had the biggest panfish in the competition, the Frostbite team, it looks like.
yeah, they had. And then the other thing is, too bad smallmouth wasn't in there because they sure caught a lot of smallies.
Yeah.
They did.
Was that the biggest walleye or no?
I think ours was the biggest walleye, 29 and a half.
Jay got
Jay's
biggest walleye.
walleye, yeah.
That walleye was insane, Jay. That was
Thank you.
awesome.
That was
a beautiful fish,
I
man.
mean, we had a tough couple days, so that was a nice way to end it. We kind of like started high and then big dip, and then to end with that was we
How
were so close
bad
to
did you want to grab the rod out of Josh's hand for the
I
last one?
was gonna slap
How
him.
real this one? I got this one, Josh. I got this one.
Josh did good. Josh did amazing. I couldn't have asked for a better partner. He did good. He lost a couple
29 and
fish,
a half.
but I'm over it.
It's funny.
Did you guys have a award for the big one of each species though? If we can,
No, not really. I
keep
guess
track here.
I think what was the biggest whitefish?
40, whitefish 15 and a quarter. You guys had a 24.
24.
So these are the fifth losers or fourth losers, I guess, or however you want to see it. So these guys.
I thought Jay was in
180,
third.
7.5.
Yeah, I was fourth.
Jay was third.
Jay was third.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my math is wrong. You think
Well.
I'm Asian. You think I'd be good at math, but the math was wrong. You're right. You guys were the losers over here. Casting conquer.
The biggest e-socks though, right?
No, biggest e-socks though. That was good.
I was
that
so
pretty
rude.
cool.
I thought you guys had a 55-inch muskie on that one that you dropped the first time. Do you think that
That
was
was a
the same
heartbreaker.
fish?
I think it was the same fish. It was like
Yeah,
20
that
minutes
was
later
cool.
on the same flag.
I gotta come off that screen first and ask Andrew there, like when you were holding it, when you know the tip off, the flag went off, and you're holding it in your hand, and you're like explaining everything that this muskie's doing, like everything, like, oh, right now it's scratching his ass, I guess, right now, and oh, it's looking at a perch right now. Like, can you really tell what it's doing? Like when you're
Yeah.
holding it? Yeah.
Yeah, I've been doing muskies on the ice for like 10 years now, and like you can really feel like when a small fish or a big fish picks up a bait, and like when they run and hide because they're smaller, when they run and like just stop in open water, and then you can like feel that fish stop, and then you feel it just like not moving but pumping the line, and that's when they like move the bait from sideways to head first, and then they usually take off once they get it like aimed down their throat because they can move with that resistance of the bait at that point.
When you lost that there, like everyone who's fished flags before tip-ups has said that I should have waited. You know, I should have waited a little bit more, kind of thing, when it doesn't succeed. But you got it in the end. I think that was the same one.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was the same one.
Nice work though there, 45 and a quarter. And you caught all the species, which was your goal, you said too. So that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
You had this.
Yeah, that was our
sketchy
main goal the
by
whole
far.
time.
Your ice looked so sketchy the whole time. Were there places that you couldn't fish because of the ice, or were you able to get everywhere you wanted?
Yeah, well, like, see, the tough thing for us was like we have Simcoe, which we would have did for burbot and whitefish, but like the ice was gone when the tournament was on, so we had no chance of going to Simcoe, which would have gave us much bigger burbot and whitefish.
Yeah.
And then we had like Quinty, which closes at the end of February, so like we couldn't go on Bay Quinty for big walleye, so we had to look for like those gem walleye and like small fish packs. And then we also had Lake Ontario, where we could have went and did Lakers, but we ended up doing like back Lake Lakers because there was no ice left.
That's the most hilarious thing, getting pulled on that thing.
I gotta hand it to your partner. He went, okay, so he started as a cameraman, then he started being like the mule. And then at the end, you guys pick on him in the truck when he's passed out, the poor guy. And you yell flag, and he jumps up like he's looking around for a flag. KO. Oh, you guys are cool.
Darian's awesome, dude, man. It was awesome meeting both those guys down in Winnipeg there at the show.
Oh yeah, fantastic.
Yeah.
I think Andrew, I think Andrew gets MVP for just not skipping a beat the entire time. Like it was incredible.
Yeah,
You know?
I think you had a tough goal there.
Yeah.
You guys had a rough.
We made the best of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you did phenomenal.
Just to recap, guys in the comments, ladies in the comments, ask questions or whatever. Like I might not get to them all because there's a million comments going through, but we'll try and get questions through here. So ask them there. I think someone asked something. Oh, I'll find the question eventually here somewhere over there. But
Geez, you might as well just bring Josh on. He's like got 500 questions going up there.
I know. That's what you're doing already, brother, man. Jeez.
Josh, just send us an email so we can get you on.
Get you on the show, buddy.
Might as well.
Yeah, Josh should hop in. Yeah.
Fishing Geeks. Second place. Is my math right there? Second place?
Yeah.
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 These
Now,
guys.
you guys, I thought for sure we're going to be able to pull it off.
Oh,
How many?
we had the last day we rolled up to our burbot spot and there was a group of guys fishing our holes and the flag went up when we pulled up and they pulled out a 35-inch burbot in front of our
Oh, man.
and I was just like, are you freaking kidding me? Out of our holes we just drilled the day before. So that one hurt.
We got back to Fishing Geeks there. Super duper Joey Cooper
Joe
is in the house.
Cooper.
Look in the woods.
Joe's
Super
in.
duper.
Made it.
Hey, does your monster truck not fit in those doors there? Or?
No, it doesn't. Those are just golf cart doors, really.
Okay.
A golf cart.
You're the only American on here, aren't you, Joe?
Oh, thanks.
Yeah.
Why you got to do that right away?
Right off the bat.
You got to just
Right
call
off the
me
hop,
right
eh?
away.
Right off the hop. Oh, man.
Boys, how does it feel losing the greatest ice fisherman of all time to Tom Selleck and his stepbrother? While we got Joe here, we're just going to recap your team 1 second here. We just showed your score while you were off screen. This was the last place team. See how I placed that? I say that.
You just got to rub it in, brother.
When's
you
the
guys tried
consolation
for
bracket
Bourbon
start?
and other trout, right? You guys went for them? Just couldn't get them.
Yeah, the day we went lake trout fishing, we went and tried for some burbot, and I don't know, it just didn't happen for us. And then we were planning on traveling for some stock trout, and there was a bit of a blizzard the evening, I guess, that we were planning on traveling, and we weren't able to go there. So we just had to bite the bullet, and it was pretty, it was tough to know that we were going to end up doing that, but we're our hands were kind of tied. So
we're real guides. We don't have world record lakes around.
We're real low lifes. We're the real low lifes here.
Here's another low life. Josh McFadden.
Oh, he's in.
Anything's possible. True Hollywood Squares now. Center square is Adam.
I was getting sick and tired of hearing you guys talk crap about me in the chat there, so I thought I'd jump in. I rolled out of bed.
We gave you a new name. It's called Josh Drop a Lot.
Well, Sir drops a lot. Hey man,
drag.
There was
How did you hold in all this swearing and everything, man? You lost.
It was I was thinking the same thing about all the other teams and all the videos that I've watched, and you're just waiting for that moment to see like the audio cut out and the mouths still move, and everybody did pretty good, I thought, with the cussing.
If that would have happened to me, I think I would have had a lot of chopsticks on the ice.
It was just like, especially that like last moment with the walleyes, it was so annoying to have those walleyes drop, and there was just no opportunity to even think about fussing. It was like those fish are there and we have to get them, and otherwise Jay was gonna cut my legs off, so I had to perform.
I know, I was gonna say, Jay, you held back too big time, because if that's Eric, you ain't getting away from that one, man.
Dude, man.
I mean, I know I just as easily could have hooked it and lost it, and man, it either would have been the worst ending ever.
Yeah.
Champagne being popped.
Champagne.
He brings it out. Eh?
Second place again, 188.50. And these guys, the next team, almost cracking the 200. They actually won it in a landslide here. 30.5-inch eel pout, 42.25-inch e-socks, 40, like all respectable fish. Like, come on, even your other trout was 21.
Yeah.
11-inch panfish, but 29-inch walleye and a 23.5-inch whitefish. Your champions, Team CSO, Adam and Clayton. Congrats, guys.
We got a clap for
Congrats, guys.
Cheers, boys. It was
well done,
it was
fellas.
last.
When does the constellation bracket start? I want to do that constellation bracket.
Is that a sparkling rosé?
No judging.
It's the second cheapest bottle of champagne I could find.
Unbelievable.
That's why you guys were late, eh?
Second.
That's why you guys were late. You had to find some champagne.
So if people don't know, it was $6,000 US. Jay was saying was the first prize. That's real though, right?
That's like 20 grand Canadian.
Yeah, it's a good day. It's a good day to convert an American check.
It is, yeah.
Let's give these guys some time to shine here. Look, we even got the solo layout. We're gonna ask Adam Crawford, Mr. Stash, Tom Selleck, what are you gonna do with your winnings? How much is Clayton giving you? You get a grand probably. He gets 5.
No, he gets more than that. He gets at least 1,200.
There's definitely some.
We basically said that if we got lucky, we would to win that we would take the expenses off the top and split the rest. Is what we talked about.
Nice.
It's not about the cakes though.
We don't really care. It wasn't about the. To us, it wasn't about the money. It was trying to do as best as we could in the 5 days.
Might be able to buy some lotion for that face now.
Yeah, that's from I just sit in front of the buddy heater all day.
So, did you? Since that competition, did you two get engaged? You're together all the time now.
We actually just got off the ice like right before 7:00. Cindy came over, brought some pizza. We've been ice fishing for some big walleyes pretty hard. We don't want to spoil too much. We might have iced a 13.6 pound walleye the other night. So
cool.
I saw pictures.
Yeah,
I've seen those
pretty
before.
awesome.
Blake
Should I
every day
share-
is asking
share the
what
walleye
can
pictures
you
right now,
do
Clayton?
different next time. Sorry, go.
The only
you
thing
guys
we would
won.
do, or who?
Well, you guys don't have to say because you guys won. I guess you don't have to do anything too different. The fishing geeks were pretty close. Is there something you could have done to get 10, 11 more inches?
Yeah, like I said, like we were expecting a bigger burbot in our burbot spot, like that 35 that just got caught, and then our walleye bite, like we were expecting at least a 27.
Oh,
there he goes.
We
Unreal.
lost him.
Just like
Give it
that
all the
27
secrets away.
incher.
hey,
Gone.
Parrot, get back here.
What about you, Josh? You guys were pretty close too. I mean, a little closer, but
I think we set our sights maybe a little too low. We guessed 180 from the beginning and we hit it bang on. Like
Our lake trout killed us like that. Yeah, that's just we spent so much time on lake trout. And lake trout is one of those things that's no excuses because we wanted to stay further south, but lake trout is one of those things that, like, further south is a little tougher to pull off. And it's like, the fact that Clayton and Adam got a big laker was just so key. I feel like that's one of the bigger tough species to get because it's really easy to get blanked on lakers. So I mean, and the geeks too, they got a big laker, and those two were both, I think, very key species. In the end, it's like panfish didn't matter at all. Because if you don't have a 40-inch laker, well, then what does a 13-inch crappie matter, right? Or a 10-inch? It could be a 10-inch perch. Then it makes less.
I think it was like a true test to like if you stumbled on one species, no matter what it was, you were pretty much out of it in that sense. Because with 6 teams, somebody was going to go the distance and get lucky enough to catch them all. Like, let's be honest, our walleye was garbage luck, right? It was a tip-up pike fishing. We maybe would have caught a 24, 25-inch walleye later, right? If it wasn't for that one, if we were lucky at that point. So you stumble on one species.
What was your second biggest walleye? What was your second biggest walleye?
Our second biggest walleye was 17 and a half inches, which
Wow.
wouldn't have been done.
Everything
That was like us.
Yeah.
That was like us. Our smallest was like 19 and a half or something. We just couldn't upgrade it.
That was like, and honestly, it was too at that point, like the walleye we given up, and I was like, okay, we're gonna go on day 5 now, right? Because you're like, you create this game plan and it changes with every single fish. Everything changes as you go. So you have to have some kind of game plan. But if you stuck to your original game plan the whole time, you're probably screwed because you have to adjust as you go.
The thing that makes it so hard, and you saw it in day 5 for us, is that we caught a decent laker, and it was okay to maybe move on to the next spot, but it wasn't anywhere close to what we wanted. And it just kind of like you're in a really tight spot making decisions. Like, do we move on and do we, Hail Mary to this walleye spot because we need a walleye, or do we sit here and try to catch a bigger laker?
I'm guessing you guys did what I would have did too. If we knew that it was like, okay, we weren't going to like catch it, and like you needed a big laker to be able to catch that number. So you're probably like at that point, like, okay, we're just going to go try to slam a big walleye, right? And let's put something epic on video. I told Adam, it was like, if we were out of it at any point in that point too, we just would have went lake trout fishing the last day and try to catch some big lakers, right?
Well, do you hope for 3 to 4 inches on a laker, or go for the 7 or 8 on a walleye, right?
Right.
It's a decision to be made to accumulate as many inches as possible in this game of inches.
And that's why we started our first day was like, let's fish somewhere where we can catch as many species as possible, and then eliminate some of us as you go. It's like, okay, we got a perch and it okay, Cisco. Now we can take 2 species completely out of it and now focus on the other ones. That was our game of attack, or our game plan anyway.
Yeah, well, it looks like it worked out.
So the way I'm looking at it, though, after expenses and all that, I think Joe Cooper probably finished on top of everybody because he didn't go really any other way.
You don't know how much stuff we broke.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, you can never break as much as I break. I'm just going to tell you that right now. So,
unintentionally or intentionally, though, Mike?
James Fletcher says, hands up. Who all had sled problems out of you guys?
No, we got stuck for a half hour.
Sled and slush.
Yeah, for like a half. It was minimal compared. We got stuck for a half hour in slush. That was it.
Hands up if you had the team malfunction.
Oh, David,
Oh yeah.
I was like, my skidoo left.
Exactly, he was gone. What happened there exactly? Everything's good though. Like we're all cool. Like we saw.
Yeah, we're all cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, he came up and fished with me like 3 weeks ago. We fished muskies with Barstool channels. He came up for like 3 days.
But you legit
We're all
woke up
good.
when he was gone.
We went to bed and like I just got out of the shower and then like I'm crawling into bed and like there's like a window you can see outside, and then like I can hear the van started and like backing up, and it was like we had this like really steep hill coming down to the cottage, and you have to like back into this little driveway, and we see Peric like backing up for 20 minutes trying to like leave, and we're like, what's he doing? So like I'm trying to like text him and he's not answering because it's really bad reception, and then he eventually leaves, and like 10 minutes later he answers. He's like, oh, I'm just going to get gas. And it was like 11:30 at night, and I was like, dude, the closest gas station is 45 minutes away. He's like, and I was like, I don't even think it's open. And he's like, yeah, I just want to be ready for tomorrow. So I didn't think anything of it. I went to sleep, woke up in the morning. I was like, he never came back. And then I'm like, all the stuff's gone. So like he just left. Like he just thought he had to be in a different place at that time with his parents, and like he was just going
were crushing it too. You were on a roll. Like things were looking good.
Yeah, it was a little bump in the road. Like we lost half a day, but like I feel like we got back on track pretty quick.
Hats off to Darren though for filling it in. He did pretty good, dude.
Yeah,
he did great.
Really good.
Yeah.
He did great,
Yeah,
man.
he did.
They were fantastic.
Yeah.
So
I think you got to give Alex. I think
Go
you got to give Alex some credit too. It would be easy for him to just kind of not even show up to the ice fishing expo or something, because it's obviously would maybe you feel a little embarrassed about the way things went or something, and a lot of people I think would just not show themselves after. So
yeah, I totally agree.
Good on him for showing up.
Yeah, he's got a little bit of dirty laundry hanging out there to dry, and it's like good that he's on top of it, and it's been encouraging to see that. And like Andrew and you guys are doing good, so that's awesome.
Yeah, the first step was definitely manning up, and he eventually called us all and apologized, and he manned up, and that's the first step when you do.
When he knows good TV when he sees it too, a little bit of drama here and there, and you can't let that go.
He was super pumped that the cops had came.
It's not
He's
Baby
like,
Doc.
you guys called the cops?
Not Baby Doc.
Mike, you had a question. Mike, you were saying.
Yeah, like it kind of blew my mind that first episode where you and Alex were saying that you guys can have 10 rods each.
Yeah. When I guide for like muskies on ice, like we have the only zone 8 in Quebec is the only legal zone where it's open like past December 15th to the 31st. Everywhere else closes up, even in the States in a lot of places, unless you're targeting tiger muskies. And here in our zone, we can target bass through the ice legally and muskies through the ice until the end of March. And almost every zone in Quebec, you're allowed 5 tip-ups per person. But in our zone, we're allowed 10 tip-ups per person.
That's crazy.
Me and
Per
Sam,
person, 10?
we're writing that down.
Imagine 10.
Sounds like a nightmare. Ugh.
Like when I have
And
I
then
have
you just
2
set your
clients-
lines and run to Tim Hortons, right? And then come back and see if
What's the
flags
distance? What's the legal distance you can be from your rods?
200 meters.
Wow.
200 meters.
200 meters.
When I was watching you
in a parking lot.
And you didn't even have a
that's
sled.
legit, but yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, so like normally what we do is like we pick a piece of structure and we'll set our tent in the middle and then we put our lines like the farthest possible.
You
from our
mean you
tent.
just pick a lake and you just put tip ups all over the lake?
So then when you're at the furthest one to the east, you're actually 400 meters from your other flag.
Technically.
Man, that's
Yikes.
Yeah,
Unreal.
the Minnesota DNR would have us for lunch on that one. You can only be 50 feet from a line because if you go to one, then your max in Minnesota is 100 feet. So if you go over to this one, you can't be more than 100 feet away from your furthest line.
Oh yeah.
And they'll jump right on you, or me at least. I don't know.
I don't even know what it is here.
I think it's 50 or 60 meters.
50 or something.
Yeah,
It's not that
yeah,
far.
it's not that far.
50 meters, I think. Yeah.
I usually set up a dead stick so far away I can't see it.
So you don't want to advertise
That's how they get on the hook is when you just let them eat it.
Yeah.
Team CSO, how many did you guys land on the final day and have your arms recovered? Leon Bell is asking on the YouTube side there.
We probably caught like 25 or 30 pike that last day.
Had to.
That was a really cool statistic. We only caught one pike over 40 inches, and we probably caught more pike than anything, like through the whole 5 days. We probably caught 50, 60 pike total, something like that. And one of them was over 40 inches. Like that shows you how hard it is to get a 40-inch pike, right? Like that was a lot of fish.
And we only caught 2 muskies and they were both 45. Yeah. Pretty much.
Well, it really surprised me. The one muskie you caught, you said you've never caught anything under 50 inches there. And then you caught a 44. Yep. So I was shocked. I thought it was going to be a 50-incher when you caught it. Because you said, didn't you say you've never caught anything under 50 inches there before?
Not in that spot, no.
That was the first one under 50 inches there. That's crazy.
This year. Yeah. This year. Okay. Yeah, last year, we only had 3 fish out of there out of maybe 7 times in that spot. One time we had 51 3/4 and a 50 1/4 in the same day, and then a 53 about a week later.
So that wasn't where you and Alex fished the first day then?
It was in this little bay, maybe 300 yards out where Alex and I were the first day. And okay. That spot that me and Alex fished the first day, a week before the tournament, we had a 55 1/4 on that spot.
That's crazy.
Do you get many recatches?
Yeah, often actually.
Yeah. So those fish are kind of residents to those areas that you're fishing, you think, or is there roamers?
So we're fishing it's this big dead end bay that's maybe 2 kilometers across with this big deep channel leading into it. And I think what's happening is all those fish stage up in the deep in the fall, and then in throughout the winter they're coming up onto that flat to feed on walleye and perch. And it's just as soon as ice goes out, that's where they're going to spawn. So I think they're passing their whole winter there.
Do you ever get a flag go off and you're waiting for it, and then just every flag starts tripping because he's swimming by and hitting every
No,
line?
we're pretty far apart.
That'd be the dog show.
Yeah. There's not many fish that swim a 1/4 mile.
No, no kidding.
True.
I was gonna ask
there's not many anglers that can go a 1/4 mile.
I haven't walked 200 meters in the winter in the last 10 years. I get on the machine and go. If it's more than 50 feet, I'm getting on tracks.
That's because you got to walk through all that slush, though.
Oh man, yeah, it was bad. But high knees are good for you. I like doing high knees all day, every day.
Those guys had target like CSO posted their target scores. Actually, I was gonna ask guys. We had a competition on there. Mike was holding a competition on Doc Talk. That's our Facebook page. And people were guessing. You have to guess your pick who would win the whole thing. This was back before week 1. And then we cut it off to take out week 2 or whatever. And then you have to put down the score. And I guessed 212. A whole pile of us were guessing in the 200s.
Over 200, yeah.
I don't know what I was basing that on.
I have the winner written down here.
You guys didn't. We weren't going all those world records lakes. It was pretty tough.
You guys CSO, you were close to your target. You guys,
we missed our
199
target by 1/4 of an inch.
Quarter of an inch.
We won.
Everyone else hit their target.
Our goal.
Sounds rigged.
Maybe not Team Frostbite, but did everyone else get to sort of as you got all your species and stuff like that? Did you get to your target pretty much?
Yeah, we wanted to pass 175 with all species, so we did exactly what we thought we were going to do.
Okay.
We got a few fish we were looking for. That big walleye, big pike, and a nice crappie. Those were all nice. And then it kind of went down. I mean, at least we cracked a lake trout, but it was a lot harder than we thought it was going to be. That's for sure.
Cool.
Adam? You guys get close to what you wanted?
Other Adam.
Our target species we didn't hit were stock trout. We were hoping for at least a 26. The burbot, we were hoping for a 32 plus, and then the walleye, we were hoping for about a 26, and those are the three we didn't meet. So
That's a pretty big flop all around, honestly.
How about you, Jay?
I think I'm trying to think back to the first episode. I think we said, we'd be happy with 180, but we thought it'd be close to 200 that would win. I think we said something like that. And
that's
that's
184, I think, is what your number
exactly what it was, and everything has to go right. Any tournament, it doesn't matter what the tournament is, everything has to go right. And things didn't go wrong for us. Would I have done things differently next time? I don't think so. It's just, ideally my snowmobile wouldn't break down, but that's not a good excuse. Even we got a snowmobile and we still couldn't catch a lake trout. So, I think maybe I would have pre-fished for lake trout more. I don't know. It's tough to say.
I got to hand the award myself to Joe and Dave, though. I think they had that whole fight on there. Joe, and you guys were fighting that fish there. And
that big walleye?
That was awesome.
Just the fact when he was showing it with the live scope too, he was calling it and
he was 20 feet away from me and I was watching it all happen. I watched that fish, because he had it on and I watched it bite. I can see his rod. I'm just I'm waiting for the hook set and then I see it let go and I watch it swim 25, 30 feet away and turn around and come back. And I'm just it was intense. I wish I could have had something going on my live scope because it was really cool to watch. We were in shallower water, so you could see everything clearly. And I knew it was a walleye. We had caught some other pike that day that we kind of thought were walleyes until we saw them in the hole.
Yeah, cool. There's one more thing there. Just the heartbreak of that other one.
Oh yeah, that sucked to watch. That was painful.
Was there a pile of woulda, coulda, shouldas with you guys? Like a fish that you would have padded the stats by another 7, 8, 9 inches or so?
Yeah, we really feel like we flopped in the whole walleye category. We got a 19 a quarter or 19 and a half on the first day with Peric, and we can never surpass that. We ended up getting walleye almost every day that we had walleye on the lake that we were on for 2 days for burbot and stuff. But every time 19 and a quarter, and we had a move where we could go to a lake with big walleyes, but it was a one in maybe spend 10 hours there for one fish over 25 inches. So we weren't sure if we wanted to waste our time on that. And then we thought we had a better chance on the last day to upgrade our muskie by 5-6 inches than upgrading our walleye by 5-6 inches.
What question is yours? Oh, sorry, Jeremy, go ahead.
So when you guys knew that this was going to happen, how much planning did you guys do? For picking all the lakes? I know some of you guys went driving all over the place.
We did
everything down to the second, everything.
Adam and I pre-fished for 2 days, but we planned for, once it finally happened, it's a month-long thing. We're going to do this, and then we're going to do this, and then we're going to do this. It changed every day.
That time of year, the conditions are changing. Sorry, I got pizza in my throat.
I was just smiling about you
so much.
Eating pizza.
It's almost pre-fishing the week leading up to it or something doesn't even pay off because when you have all that thaw hitting the lake and other the fish are changing their locations even day to day sometimes. So we kind of figured it, going out and pre-fishing a bunch of days the week before was only going to beat us down even more. So we kind of knew what we wanted to do.
Those guys are downing some bottles.
The winning team has they don't care, they've got a bunch of girls serving them drinks over there.
And you know what the best thing is? I left my shack. What is this?
They got bottle service, these guys. Wow.
I left my shack right
Vegas,
on the ice. I left my shack on the ice right on the spot, and I even left my heater on. I'm I'm going into a warm shack tomorrow morning. I'm it's staying on all night.
Really?
Oh yeah, heater is on. I'm
well, you got 10 grand worth of propane to burn now, so you're good.
I'm gonna ask you guys about the format.
Oh, yeah, nothing.
If you're just joining us, it's the Casting Egg Podcast. We do have sponsors here. Quick commercial. The Casting Podcast every Monday at 8:15. Thank you to My Catch Anglers Atlas for sponsoring the show. Thank you to Ion Electric Ice Augers. They were featured in a bunch of the channels. They're pretty good. Ion Ice Augers, thank you for sponsoring the show. We got Markham. That's the underwater camera choice for the show here. And thank you to Team Fui Automotive in Winnipeg for all your vehicle needs there. He sponsors, where is it? There, bro, Beast of the Month. You guys are going to pick the Beast of the Year here before we finish off, actually. We have our Beast of the Year. You guys are going to pick it. We always get our guest host to pick that. But I was going to ask you guys here, we have a bunch of questions about, AJ says, what was the strategy for releasing all the videos at the same day? So from the producers of 39 Hours, Game of Inches had a different format. We were going on everybody's channel instead. What was the science behind that, or sort of the reasoning? Maybe this goes to Jay, I guess, or Aaron.
I think we until like a week before we released all the videos, we thought, oh, we'll stagger them. We'll do one per night, like one every night of the week. And then we'll like mix it up for the second week, mix it up for the third week. And we're like, it's going to be too complicated for people to find all the videos, right? So we said, you know what? Let's just post them all on every Monday, link everybody's videos, and then they can find them. I think if you stagger them, there's a chance that people don't find them. And like one of the biggest things about this whole event was like, we want to grow everyone's channel, right? Everyone wants to, grow their channel, have more people watching their videos. So, it maybe doesn't have the same back and forth as 39 Hours had, that same comedic timing and the, there is something to be said for that, but this event ran with zero sponsorship dollars. 39 Hours takes a lot of sponsorship, a lot of, extra coordination to line all that stuff up. The fact that this could just be ran on short notice with no, marketing needed or like media kits behind it, it allowed it to flow very quickly. And I think there's something to be said for that. So
thanks to Frostbite.
Shout out to Frostbite. There were just some chatter online in the circles there. You had your premiere at the Winnipeg Ice Fishing Show. We had that premiere party there and stuff, which was fantastic.
With a DJ, which I still can't get over.
Oh, man. I tell you. DJ was good. The top DJ anywhere, I tell you, man. He was DJing at the Jets game there, all kinds of stuff. But, like, there was, people weren't sure of that format or whatever. And then as the weeks went on, I think it grew on everybody.
So I was doing my own little DJing here.
I know.
DJ air horn.
Josh McMahon and the new DJ.
Another one.
But yeah, it grew.
DJ drops a lot.
Everyone liked it, man. Everyone liked the
I think too, it made sense dropping it all on the same night. It was like, because usually somebody has one night to sit down and watch everything, whether it's Monday or Tuesday or Wednesday, right? Like lots of parents have hockey with their kids or whatever. So it's like Jay said, all of a sudden they watch a few videos and all of a sudden it's like, okay, they miss a few type of thing and get sidetracked. So if they're all dropped on one night, the only thing is if they don't want to see any spoilers, they got to kind of stay away from everything in that sense. And whenever night they can watch them, they watch them.
Right. Will Adam get his own team next season? He seems to be the more superior angler for the team.
He is. I fished all of Adam's spots. I'm like, Adam was like, just take me to all your number one spots.
I think the best was when Adam says, you just stay here and bait my hook.
Can you blame me, Mike?
No, I can't blame you, man, because I was like, didn't even get to the bottom. It was just nonstop there.
Did you always have to fish together? How come you didn't split up more? There had to be a rule on that, no?
Yes.
Yeah, we had to stay within arm's length of each other.
We have to stay within legal length. Like Andrew could have been 200 meters away, but everybody else, we said we have to be within legal length.
The Pepsis. Andrew was all over those Pepsis. You need a Pepsi sponsor, man. Going hard.
That was the biggest loss when Peric left, is that he left with the whole case of Pepsi. So we were
out of everything.
It wasn't the partner or nothing. It was the Pepsi.
What was that Fishing Geeks carbonated water, man? Where's some of that, brother?
Yeah, I was actually like dying to get my hands on some of that.
We're the only ones that have it. They made it for us, and we use it to give away to promote. So,
it was like this. It was like episode
we're trying
3,
to get.
I think. That was all of a sudden I was like, "Are they drinking a Bud Light on the ice?" And Carter's like, "That's their water." Is that a BL right there?
Are there plans for a season 2? There are a million questions in the comments there about a season 2.
No plans.
Yeah, who's answering?
Yeah, right, Jay.
Look, he was biting his bottom lip already. You see that? No plans.
No, we there's something different in the works
Coming
potentially if it can all come together, but we'll see. Nothing for sure yet.
it's so hard to, like Jay said, like coordinate everything where everybody can get together and do it, right? Like there's other people like JB Bruce was like, hey, can you come on our podcast on this day? And I'm like, 3 weeks from now? I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing after tomorrow night. Like,
Yeah.
So that means if you do it again, you have to bring in a wild card team.
Are you
wild card?
Mike and Mike
was already the wild
Mike
card
and
team.
Jeremy.
Oh, we lost already because Santos won't even show up because it's snow on the ground.
I'll do it, bro. Come on.
No, I can't take you. I'm not taking you. I have to take Eric. Eric has got to go.
Look at Jay's face here, man, and that was pretty much the theme for day 5.
Look at those
Was
bags.
a lot of
So
tired
wrecked.
faces, man. The guys were. Was that a grind? Like 5 days legit in a row?
I mean,
It
the fact
sums it
that
up.
the fact that it's half an hour after sunset. I mean, the days are so long, so half an hour after sunset, we're probably fishing till 9, 10 o'clock by the time you get off the ice, and then you got to be back on the spot by whatever 6, 7 in the morning. So it's pretty short, especially we did some long sled rides, and it's you can do that for 2 or 3 days, but as soon as you get to like day 4, day 5, it's a lot. I think originally in planning we talked about doing, I think 6 or 7 days, and I shot down that idea right away. I'm like, I can't. I don't want to do that. Like,
Well, the thing that it's hard to
7 days
realize
straight.
too, like if you're just a regular angler or any of the viewers, you go on a day trip and you get home and you can just stash your stuff and leave it in the back of the truck or do whatever you want. But there's footage that needs to be backed up, right? So I fortunately would get to crash or at least start to make motion towards bed when we got back. But Jay and Brandon were staying up and get like charging batteries, right? That's a process in itself, and getting stuff backed up, and it's
So many
it's a lot of work.
electronics
I'm not saying that all the teams did that, but at least
I was setting my alarm to wake up and like change memory cards or charge batteries. Like 3:30 in the morning, it's like, okay, alarm's gonna go off. Right? Like every hour, my alarm would go off to change over a card or something like that. There was at a point I was editing on the day 4 video, and I go on this like 10-minute rant talking like on my snow wheel. I was like, I'm editing it. I'm like, I don't remember this at all. I'm like, this is so weird right now. I just get so tired.
Well, I know what it's like being in a room with you.
Oh no, it's
I
that's
remember
rough
when
to
I used
show.
to just leave my auger on the snowmobile, and like Vexlar was good for 3 days, and like now you're charging everything, and some of that, like you're using your live scope all day long. It takes 10 hours to charge, and you just didn't get that much time. And it's like,
So, Joe, here's a question for you. So, is it more deflating or more annoying, all those smallmouth you were catching?
Oh man, yeah, it was, especially on the first day when we actually pulled into that same spot where we ended up catching some good crappies on the last day, and I, they kind of look like crappies on the live scope, and they kind of glide up like a crappie does sometimes. So it was literally until it was in the hole, and then it was just like the hardest kick in the nuts. It was but the last day was fun. We knew we were going to get some crappies that day, and that was cool, catching all those smallies. I've never even caught smallies in that spot like that before, so that was kind of cool.
what was that spot again?
Yeah.
East side of
Let us
Spider.
know.
East
I
side of
flew
Spider.
I flew my private jet over later and found their holes. It's okay.
Helicopters, private jets, hovercrafts. What else?
It was pretty impressive. Those crappies were the same size as a smallmouth.
Yeah. There were some slabs there. It was awesome, and they were there the first day too, and we just couldn't get them to eat it. And then we pulled up there the last day, and it wasn't an issue. So.
So, Crawford, do you ever get excited?
What's that?
Do you ever get excited?
Always excited.
You got Clayton jumping all over the place, and he's shaking and he's screaming like a little schoolgirl, and there's you just reeling.
You were throwing snowballs in the sky.
Look, it was one of these. It's one of these. Thumbs up.
Yeah,
and you just
he
keep
was-
reeling, right?
The whitefish, I remember him losing at the whitefish. He's like, oh man, there's so many down there. And I'm thinking in my head already, like, we're done. We're done.
We stayed and fished for a while. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, we're done.
Oh, man, that's crazy.
How dumb would have we looked where I'm like screaming, we win, right? Like, It's so we'd have looked so dumb if somebody would have won at that point. But you're building up like what everybody's got, and it's like we've got 6 out of the 7 are master anglers. It's like, is this even like possible right now? Like,
but in the back of your mind, you have to think that you were going to win because it seemed like every time you went somewhere, you got a master. Like it was just that, and right away too. Like
it took until it was the walleye. The walleye was day 2, midday.
Yeah,
that was like the TSN turning point for us. Because we had 90.5 inches or whatever the first day, but only maybe one of our fish, the 11-inch perch, was like something that was okay. Everything else was garbage, right? Like you needed to upgrade it all. So
well, that Laker pretty much got your blood boiling pretty
quick. It was to roll in like we fished Lakers for 3 hours. Like, and I felt so bad watching Jay 3 days. It's like we did 3 hours. Like, but I set us up to sit there for 2 days if we had to for the lake trout. It was like, okay, we're gonna sit here for 2 days, and if we didn't catch anything the first day, we would have like tried the next morning for pike for a bit, and then tried to finish off with a big Laker. Yeah. Lots of luck. Lots of luck.
Andrew, what was one of the shows you and Darren end up running in circles? What was it? What was the meaning of that for Adam? Is there anything
for Alex?
That? Alex, yeah.
Well, every time Alex would catch like a big fish, he just got like overexcited and would run around and just leave the tent and just do laps to burn his energy.
So at that time,
we
you
thought
guys
it
had
was
no
kidding.
idea why you left then.
No, we still had no idea. Okay. No.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So then, how long were you guys stuck for, Adam, not Crawford? Like you guys were stuck. You
where?
Your brother, you guys got stuck the second day, like at the other end of the lake. Where you pretty much cooked your sled.
Yeah, no, I believe we were stuck till we were finished, and then we had a friend helping us through the tournament named Wesley, and he dug my snowmobile out while we were fishing, and then he came and picked me up, and then we went and pulled it out after. So the snowmobile was in floodwater probably for 4 hours.
Wow.
So you just get it stuck and then walk away?
If we didn't have Wesley and his snowmobile with us, he was our safety net. I don't think we would have got into some lakes. He has a really beefy snowmobile that's meant for floodwater and stuff, bigger track, bigger skis. So,
it's one of those monster trucks, right?
He definitely helped us.
It's a monster truck.
Yeah. It's great.
So
and remember too, like, obviously this is whatever it was, but Adam at this point too was like, we have to be really careful. He needed somebody there with him because he was just going through some issues too, right? Like Adam's health was one of our things we wanted to always watch out for with everything.
Yeah.
So
I just had heart surgery a month before that. So
damn.
Oh, that's right. You did. Yeah.
And how you doing?
He was allowed to have somebody dig his snowmobile out. It was good.
So you had bionic parts.
I'm doing good. I haven't had any AFib attacks since. I've been fighting a stomach flu for a month now. So, but it's going away.
There you go.
So Walker, I know we had this discussion last week that if you were to fish beside open water, you can only use one rod.
Yeah,
because they wouldn't consider it ice fishing. And we seen you sitting there casting. So in the summertime, are you allowed 5 rods also?
No, in this it's like a winter season, right? So like even if I were to go fish from shore for like I have a crappy spot where it's like this warm river that flows into like an area that begins with ice, and like you can go there and fish like 2 float rods at the same time if you wanted. You could put 10 out if you wanted, but you never manage that.
Well, I wouldn't be able to manage 10 tip-ups.
So we have a running gag where like here in Quebec we call it Quebexico because like it's just like anything goes.
I don't want you to take it the wrong way, but we have a running gag going with Quebec too. So,
and here's Mike.
Here we go.
Hey, I kept it clean. There was no swears.
If anyone knows the podcast, that we love the comedy part. If I had to rank the teams in as far as entertainment and comedy wise, I gotta go like just do reverse order. We got Team
Yeah.
Frostbite and then Cast and Conquer right after, man. It was good stuff. I
know once I realized we weren't going to be able to finish as well as we hoped, I was just kind of hoping to make some good content at least. Like that day, Dave caught the big walleye. We didn't even catch a single fish until like 4 o'clock. So it was a lot of just like nonsense, really.
The ending was pretty good. I liked the ending of that one.
Well, that bombardier, man, it'll go faster and faster until it disintegrates, man. I'm just like,
the truth.
Yeah.
The truth.
I think that's the problem with those things. They just disintegrate.
Man, it's you'd be amazed at what we do with those things here on Lake of the Woods. I cram guys in them every morning and every evening and haul them out there. And I think some of those guys out east and Quebec and stuff, they would probably get sick if they saw how we used them here. They're meant in museums out there, and here we just haul bags out of the outhouse with them and stuff like that.
So I got this picture here. This one's for Team Catch and Cook. How deflated were you right there?
I thought that's how our day 5 was going to end. Sled troubles, and then we finally get on some big walleye, and then Josh loses 3 in a row. I didn't hook any, so I can't really speak to it, but it was just like after everyone he lost, I'm like, how is this happening? And then again, but it worked out in the end. So
did you notice that every time Josh said something happened to you guys? Well, I hope they're all having sled troubles. You guys had sled troubles.
Yeah.
And then he says, if you put a fish underneath me, I'm going to catch it. And then he started dropping them.
Yeah.
I'm really good. I've been well known my whole life for sticking my foot in my mouth, and I'll continue to do it even right now if you like.
You have a big foot,
dude. I do it all the time.
Big foot too.
The tough part that's like I'm not making excuses for dropping all those beautiful walleyes. However, the thing with all of the fish that I think is hard to understand is that we were on like barely hard snow in the morning, and it would get worse and worse and worse as the day would go on. And by like that last moment when those walleyes were biting, that was the worst possible condition for the ice. So your line is just digging in every little time it touches the hole, and it's obviously a huge challenge, right? So it's not as easy as just pulling something up through the hole. But the big challenge too is when you get massive blimp-sized walleyes like that, heavy fish. You guys all know, like turning that up the hole, it's tough. So I dropped them. Honest, they were
Santos doesn't know that very much. That only happens once a year for him. So.
I get him up the hole, man. Hey,
you get it up the hole, all right. But a cool thing in all the videos was that I think Dave Winter said it one time. It goes like 2D for life. Like even just in that last photo with Josh, they're lying down. There's another 2D machine. Even with all the live tech stuff, which is awesome. You guys, Andrew was using 2D like sonar as well, for a lot of it. So a lot of you guys still use traditional sonars, mechanicals and whatnot.
Well, it's tough to be hauling like double massive units around as well, right? When you're trying to keep things limited.
I think when you're doing tip ups and stuff, there's just like we're setting tip ups. It's quick to do with a flasher. And
I just bought this.
Nice.
Oh,
I won't be using 2D.
Does it scan 200 meters?
Oh, here we go.
No,
you think we're getting a $6,000?
Here we go.
You'll have to get a Bluetooth monitor for inside the truck so you can still sit in the truck.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Or just get extension cables, just tie them all together and just go. Big long extension cable. By the time that fish actually takes the bait, all that line layer will just kind of lag time you. So then for Team CSO, this was pretty much the fish that sealed it for you. Eric will put it up there.
That fish right there.
In our mind, it ended up being the Adams Pike in the morning was enough. But in like our mind, it was like we were still every number was still catchable. But I felt like once we got like a big whitefish too, it was like you're just adding everything up, and it's like, how can we be caught at that point? So yeah, that's why we looked like donkeys, or I did, yelling, we won. But yeah, that in my mind, that was the fish that sealed the deal for sure. And that's like, I've never caught a whitefish up there. That was Adam's first whitefish. We've only still caught one whitefish since. We just literally like started driving around with the sleds. And I think we tried like 7 or 8 spots. And finally, like, the 8th spot was like, oh,
Wow.
there's one over there. And I was like, in the back of my mind, even though it's like, it's got to be a whitefish, I was still expecting to kind of see a walleye pop up, right? I was like, it's going to be a walleye. Then when it was a whitefish, that's probably why I just freaked.
See, that's why a lot of people cry about that live imaging, because they always say that's like cheating.
There's no doubt that the live imaging was for that. Like, we could have did it, but maybe it would have took 17 holes, right? It would have took that much longer, or you would have to stop and fish it all. But with the live imaging, yeah, we could scan around, and there's times I go out where I don't even drop a hook. I just go and drill and look. But you're learning more as an angler, right? You're learning about structure. You're learning about how fish react.
You'll learn with live sonar. You'll learn more about a spot the first time you fish it using that sonar than you would have in the next 10 years of fishing that spot. Like it.
Yeah.
So, and the guys that say it's cheating, they don't have it. Like they
That's
don't
I
have
know.
it. They don't use it
don't,
because. And I mean, I suppose there is ways that you could use it unfairly against the fish, but man,
Well, everybody saw us in all of our videos not catch fish while using live imaging.
Well, here, Eric, put this picture up.
I want to make a spoof video where it's like, it's some guys be like, I don't like live scope. I hate it. It's junk. I don't want live imaging. And then like hand him a free unit. He's like, I love live imaging, right? Like, that's literally the spoof
Of
video
course.
I love to make.
Yeah.
Like for you guys, this fish toured your hooks for like, it seemed like an hour, just kept pushing you guys around.
That fish was lit up, and we were convinced. I think that was the pike, right? We were convinced it was a lake trout.
Yeah, we thought it was a laker. And then it was just so obvious when you see that it's a pike that it was a pike, right? Like all of the footage looks quite pikey.
Yeah.
Should have went with chartreuse. That's that's all. It's proven they won the whole thing, man. Jesse Bell was asking you guys if you guys were going to fish any other lakes after Winoga Lodge. Had your sled
We never spent any dedicated time on pike, and we probably were planning to do some time, probably back towards Kenora, maybe on the Winnipeg River or something for pike, and it just never happened. So we were lucky to get 37, 38-inch pike, while laker fishing. But yeah, we never actually spent time on pike. And the laker killed us. So yeah, I think we would have, or maybe headed up to Red Lake or something. We didn't know for sure, but yeah, it's in hindsight, I don't know what we would have done different. Ideally, we would have caught a 37-inch laker at Winoga and it would have been right up there. So
cool.
The conditions were so bad in this area at that time. Like there was probably some lakes that you would have tried to go to and you couldn't even do it.
Yeah, the timing was bad to get into some of those backcountry lakes because there was so much slush. Jay and I pre-fished maybe a couple weeks prior, and even at that point, bad. The ice was bad in the region all season, really, right? In a lot of those lakes, there was so much slush. So we were at the tail end of it, and it was dangerous to be out in some of those spots.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw.
If you're a fish.
Darren was like running in water. These guys are running in water and stuff there. A good question there about like food and stuff. Were you guys like eating properly and stuff like on the ice? Like I don't eat anything when I'm fishing at any time or would have a hard time.
You eat them? Yeah, he's allowed.
Well, we know Walker starved his camera guy.
Yeah. You know what? Adam and I had like all this great food like the whole time, and then the last day we didn't take anything with us, and we're eating like pizza pops that have been in the sled for like 5 days in the sleigh.
No.
And it's like
The brains were off.
are they thawed out already? Well, yeah, they've been thawed for 5 days, but they were the best pizza pops I've ever had.
I think Joe had it down pat there. He just had himself some soups going and then burning the lips.
We had homemade
ramen.
chili one day.
Chili, yeah, you guys had chili.
Yeah. Chili was really good. Yeah, like some of the days we were good, but like the last day, we had day 4 we ate at the cabin. Yeah, the last day we totally pooped the bed though.
And then I think just had peanuts and freaking chocolate bars.
We had a jar of pickled garlic.
Oh man, I gotta get my hands on some of that stuff. It looked delicious.
Do you know what the nutritional value is now? Because he was asking you didn't know. You're like antioxidants or something like that over there. Did you?
No, I don't. I know it's like super good for you, but I have no idea.
It's good. Trust me, it's good for you.
Anything in a jar is good for you.
Maybe that's what pushed Peric over the edge. Were those things?
Too much garlic.
Too much garlic or something.
You had to find a toilet.
He's a vamp.
So who's making a blooper video? Anyone?
No, we just
I
did
know.
our blooper video.
The whole thing was a big blooper.
5 days of it.
5 days.
5 days of bloopers. Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, a lot of people are asking about blooper videos and stuff like that.
I thought about something. I haven't talked to the guys about it yet, but I was like, well, should like I or Brandon, my editor, like edit everything into, into more of a style where it's all in the same video? Would that be something good? I don't know. It'd be a lot of work, but would people get excited to watch it a second time? Maybe, maybe not. I'm not sure.
Actually,
trim it all down.
It would definitely be fun to have like a 15-minute highlight video from each team or something like that.
I thought about making my own highlight video in that sense, just like here was all the highs and stuff like that, the big moments from the whole trip.
There was one day where Dave and I were kind of getting at each other a little bit, and I think it would have been kind of funny to have us being sour. I don't know.
5 days to get on the ice. The Conrad brothers were bickering by the end there too. I was gonna ask anyone, trust me, I fish with everybody. I get out, I start yelling at my little 4-year-old, man. We start together too long. How about you guys? There must have been fighting that we didn't.
Dave blocked me. I haven't
Zero.
since.
Zero. Zero for CSO.
Zero.
But everything was going well. So when when everything's going good, it's so much easier not to fight, right?
What about catch and cook?
You know what? I gave Josh a pretty hard time before the competition because I was just like, Josh, are you sure you can do 5 days? Are you sure this is a lot of fish? And Josh exceeded all expectations. I couldn't have asked for a better partner. Josh.
I did. Yep, I showed up. I came to play.
Yeah.
I am I'm not a tournament guy. I'm a very low competition.
Yeah, but now you're going to take home bags of cash or something. You said, right? What was that? That was the best. It's like this. I'm getting into this, and now I'm going to take home bags of cash.
Well, it felt good. I got cocky day one, and which is I think what happens when you start doing good and catching fish out of the gate.
The swans are over top of you too.
Yeah, man. Honestly, the last few times I've been out fishing, even in the past couple of weeks here, I've seen swans, and I'm telling you, it's a good omen.
It's magical.
That's true, though.
So, how about you, Walker? You and your buddy have it out there a few times.
Yeah. So on
one of them out, he left.
The third day. The fourth
was
day.
The fourth day.
The fourth day when we went Laker fishing, we only had the one tent. So Darian, I told him, I was like, you're gonna fish outside and I'll fish in the tent because we're gonna spread out. And it was really windy. So he got super cold and he wanted to come warm up. And I just ended up being dude, the fish are biting. You have to be outside. You can't be warming up right now.
And
was
switching places for a half an hour at a time was never in the discussion, or
no,
Not
it was my tent.
Wow. I would have pulled up pegs on that and let it go.
He's a young gun. He's in his 20s, and I'm 35. I was I'm sitting in the warmth, man.
Yeah, but he's the one that went through the water and pulled your ass across.
He had waders.
Yeah, it didn't look like waders to me.
Underneath the snowpack, he had waders.
I think Sean and I started fighting on day 3.
You guys on day 3.
Day 3 early.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's typical brother stuff, though.
We make up fast, though, but we were fighting.
Yeah.
This is the Cast and Egg podcast. It is Monday, December 5. We got the wrap-up show here. We're about to wrap up the episode here. It's 1 hour every Monday at 8:15 on the Kickerfish channel on YouTube. Give us a sub, man. Give us a sub over here. We've got all these cool guys. They're all friends of the show. Check out Weekend Warriors podcast too. I saw bunch of cool podcasts in Canada, bunch of cool content coming from here, and one American. We do have one American, but all the cool content. Canada, it's fantastic, including these guys. Game of Inches. This is the Casting Deck podcast. I was going to say again, thanks to our sponsors, My Catch, Anglers Atlas. Check them out online. Cool stuff there. Ion Augers, thank you. Markham, thank you to Markham there as well. And thank you to Team Fuyo Automotive for sponsoring Beast of the Month. So we did Beast of the Month, $100, a whole pile. We did April, May, June, July, August, September. What else is there? October, November. And these were the winners for each month. So they all got $100. You gentlemen, now we're going to pick the Beast of the season, April to November. This winner is going to get a free overnight trip with Chris Gone Fishing Outdoors on Lake Winnipeg. Arguably the top walleye lake in the world. Prove me wrong kind of thing. So I need you guys to come to a consensus here
Well, clearly it's July.
I'm just gonna say I'm going with whatever Josh picked.
Yeah, July is the only one I'm looking at right now.
Mr. Drum. You
Is
want
that a moon eye or a gold eye?
Jomar Sarmiento. July.
Which one
How
are you
about
asking
Joe
for,
Cooper?
Joe?
September. Is that a
Well,
moon
the
eye?
only-
I think April. April's a cool shot. I like the April.
Yeah, I like April too. I like April a lot too.
The
From
two
a
ladies you guys are picking, September and April.
Well, you
I'm
count
going
Jomar
with
lady
May. I
or what?
like Trout too much.
Uh-oh.
Oh, so we got one for May,
We're supposed to agree on
one
something,
for
guys.
April. Yeah, you guys.
What happened to January?
April's pretty cool.
So those were last ice season. We're into our season 6 winter right now. This is from season 5 open water. So one of these guys or gals is going to win this. And so far, we've got a vote for April, Will Foster in May, Joe Sarmiento in July, Elena in September. We got Tim Butler in August so far. Any other votes? Jay Siemens, you got a vote there, bro.
I'm on April.
April as well. That's Amy Olsen, Nate Bates out of Fairford, Manitoba. Adam Crawford, you got a vote?
Gonna take old Tim there in August. Great
Nice.
Laker, man. Good shot.
Woo. Northern Manitoba Lake there,
Yeah,
Tim
love it.
Butler.
Yeah, great photo.
Clayton.
I'm gonna pick the dark horse. I'm going Ginter. Carper is so unappreciated.
Oh, I thought you were going to pick July for the dark horse there. Sorry, bro. I think you're.
Oh no, I got to make this even more complicated.
Ryan Ginter gets a vote as well.
Well, it's
Nolan
not
for the month.
complicated.
Okay, so one for
April's got
everybody.
two. Well, April's got two.
Oh yeah, April's got
April's
two.
got
April's
two.
the winner.
Yeah.
April's the clear winner.
I think that is the winner because that's the only one that had a couple votes there. That's a cool shot. Magazine
Yep.
quality, if Jay Siemens says so himself, I think there. No,
Ms. Nate's Bates over there.
I like it.
Beautiful shot.
Miss
That
Nate
plate
Bates.
looks bad.
That is the Beast of the Year. Thank you again to Dylan Fooey for Beast of the Year on the CDP and to the Game of Inches crew. They know their fish. They know their
Nice,
fish.
boys.
So we had that competition, correct? Like we
Yeah.
we went up to about the third show and ended it there because we were still getting them as a fourth show went on and then whatever. So we had two people that guessed 198.75.
People
But they were-
guessed that.
Both
I
of
didn't
them.
get, I
Both
didn't
of
get
them?
any info either.
No, both of them were for fishing geeks.
Yeah.
So the best one we had was 198.25, and that was Brendan Staska.
Staska.
Ah,
Staska. Well done, brother.
nice.
What did he win, Michael?
I don't know. We'll figure it out. It's Staska, so nothing.
How do we know who
I
won?
got
Nothing.
a whole pile of stuff sitting here.
Checks
I
in the
got,
mail.
I got so much stuff. We're gonna make it worthwhile.
We got more
Checks in
guided
the
trips on
Nice.
Lake Winnipeg out here that we're going to give out. So fantastic there. Cool. Like anecdotally, Mike, you have the whole list there. What was the breakdown of votes? I voted for Team AP Bass and Cast and Conquer myself. 212.
man.
212.
It was almost a split between CSO and Fishing Geeks.
It was, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah. There was a lot.
Oh.
There was a lot, and then right after them was Catch and
Shame.
I'm glad everybody knew we were going to get last. From the beginning.
Live up to it.
Actually, you guys had more than AP Bassing, so
I was asking before we went on air, like, does anyone know what the uncut scored?
I do, and I know he didn't win.
Whatever,
All right. I was just
whatever
curious.
it was after the fourth day,
Whatever was after the day 4.
because I don't think they were able to add anything to it on day 5.
All right.
Yeah.
Mark and Aaron,
So
there.
we got a lot of guys asking.
They had a decent score too.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Their
cool
their
stuff.
day 4 score is their total score.
Awesome.
okay.
Game
Nice.
of Inches. This is a cool concept, man. You guys are always coming up with cool things. Fantastic cast of characters there. I think you guys have definitely developed characters that people want to see more of too. So I mean, like give me more Joe Cooper there for sure, man. Like, come on, let's go.
Yeah, I love watching Coop on the old idiot box. Nice.
Give everybody a follow on all their channels, but especially their YouTube channels. Give them some follows here, man. It's cool stuff. Cast and Conquer is going to be doing some cool things. I think Joey is your guy too. Your cameraman is one of your Cast and Conquer guys, or no?
Darian?
Darian, no. Yeah, one of you guys are all French. All you French guys are doing something there, no?
Yeah, so Darian's one of my camera guys, and he's my editor as well.
Okay.
And then
You have
we
your own
work a lot-
cameraman and your own editor?
Yeah,
I
like when
need
he
to get
fishes
one of
with me, he
those.
films. But he does all my editing.
Josh was fun to watch. Josh, I like that. Let's go.
Hey, and I wanted to mention too that this isn't completely over yet because there is going to be a check presentation ceremony at the Fargo Ice Show next week or this coming weekend, and a bunch of us are going to be there. Drinks.
We're all going to play Clayton for it.
Yeah, drinks on Clayton, obviously.
Might as well.
It's coming out of his half then.
Hey, I don't care where it comes from.
If anyone's around, the Fargo Ice Show takes place next weekend. St. Paul just went down, and that's this weekend, isn't it?
Or this weekend, yes.
This weekend coming up here, like 10, 11, whatever this weekend is. I think it's 3 days. Fargo, see you there. Be there or be square if you can.
9th, 10th, and 11th.
I don't think Saturday can get over the border, though.
Yeah, on Saturday the 10th, they're gonna.
I'll get over.
What border?
We're gonna have a big Q&A with a bunch of us down there, so you can ask whatever you want for questions. And yeah,
what do we watch next Monday? Bloopers. They're gonna have bloopers out, bro. Or if not, join us here on the Cast Connect podcast every Monday at 8:15. We'll be talking more stuff here. A little bit more about that coaching. Coaching is a thing. That'll be a topic next week. But like I was watching, like I talk about Joe Cooper. I'm a big fan now. But coaching with the live technology, and then you're coaching at the ice hole. It's actually a thing, man. And that's it's important to have a good partner or a good sidekicks because that makes a difference. Fish going sideways and Mike's a crazy coach on the live scope there or the active.
That's why my wife hates fishing with me because I'm always telling her, coaching her to try to get fish, and then when she loses it, it's my fault.
Yeah, it's amazing when you have a good partner though. Like just even out on a day out fishing on the ice, we did quite a bit of that back and forth where Jay was monitoring my line or I was monitoring his. And, you can see everything going on in the live scope, obviously. But also at the hole, it makes a massive difference if you have somebody there landing the fish and somebody with good sticky fingers who knows how to get in there and whoever's manning the line, making sure that you're not aiming tight tension
Someone to
line
pick you up when you go down,
these
too.
eyeballs. Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
I dropped a good fish one time and I was crushed. I was on my knees whimpering and Dave goes, "Hey man, knock it off. You're stressing me out here." That's the kind of partner you need, That's it. You need somebody that'll slap you when you need it.
Yeah.
A good net man. Good net man.
You should fish with Eric then.
I might have some
question. What sound mic does everybody use when making those clips there and stuff like that? You guys are all mic'd up. Most people were. No.
Yeah, I think for the most part.
I run task cams.
I had no mic because everybody can hear me. Even right now, my mic isn't on.
That's right. We just ran GoPros.
Yeah, we use Sony wireless lav mics, and then I also use Tascams. They're Tascam DL10Rs as backups.
Fancy. I know Andrew Walker. You had a fancy, like Darren had some fancy stuff too. He was doing some. JC,
I think it was like a Rode or something. I don't know.
I don't like those good mics. They pick up everything I mumble.
Yeah, it's better if there's a little bit of wind noise to muffle the cussing.
Yeah, that's right. Well, the cussing's always good because it kind of adds flavor.
You guys get to edit your stuff anyway.
One more round the clock here in the Hollywood Squares here. Give a plug to any kind of sponsors, anyone you want to thank, anyone behind the scenes, maybe the guys behind. Whoa!
There it is. There's a plug. There's a plug.
Josh McFadden, who you want to thank, man?
I'd just like to thank my my family, my Lord and Savior. No, it's like the whole team, like everybody on this screen, plus the people who decided not to show up.
I think Frostbite was pretty huge.
Frostbite's a big one.
Frostbite put up the prize bag and made this possible for everybody, and it was just it was just a blast. It was good.
Awesome. Joe Cooper, anybody on behalf of Dave?
Angle Outpost Resort, we crashed at a cabin there the whole week, and big shout out to Blue G Productions. He's awesome. He was our camera guy. He did our editing. He stuck it out with us all week, and it was a lot of fun to be able to see how he put stuff together for us. It was nice that he was able to make some entertainment out of our performance.
And Andrew Walker there, you want to thank over there, Cast and Conquer?
I want to thank my buddy Cody. He gave up his place for 2 days where we stayed for the bourbon and that. And I think my wife and kids too, because it's a long time to be away from all them. And they were pretty patient that I was just gone.
Fishing Geeks, Adam Conrad.
I'd like to thank my wife Christina for putting up with me when I'm gone for a week, and she holds down the fort with the kids. And my brother edited all the videos; took him a long time. And then Wesley, Sean and my friends for helping us out for Game of Inches, being there the whole time and having our safety nets. So, and all of our sponsors, it's all listed in our description. So
awesome. And to the champs, I guess, to the champions, you got to call them champions now
This
forever.
boy right here for hanging out. All of you guys, it was awesome. Baker's Narrows for having us up at the lodge for a few days there, and yeah, and Cindy too. It's her birthday, and I left during her birthday, so she's she brought us champagne tonight. So
Amanda made the chili.
Yeah.
Shout outs for that. Yeah, she was a long grind. Thanks to all you guys. It was epic times, epic week. Hopefully we can do it again.
Fantastic.
Yeah. It's awesome crew, man.
That's awesome stuff, man. You guys are like all encouragement to keep it going.
4 days this time.
See?
No,
4 days.
Oh no, 4 was fine. We would have been
4 hours.
4's okay, he says.
You can do 1, 4, or 5. That's it. It's your choice.
4 or 5.
Any final thoughts there, Santos or Detoli?
Yeah, actually, you know what? I want to thank all you guys for breaking it out at the ice show, and then for coming on tonight. So it's
awesome, man.
It's always
Yeah,
fun.
thanks for giving us that platform at the ice show too. That was great.
Yeah.
You guys got to do it again. Do it again.
Day 6 double or nothing. Oh, we're getting fancy here, man. Everyone's
How about you, Eric?
Oh, look at that. He was stuck. He really was stuck.
He was
today,
stuck.
though. He was.
Yikes.
I just want to
You
thank
should
these
have
guys
seen me
again.
throwing that snow. I was like a snowblower.
I
It
appreciate
just
it.
rolled right out. I had it.
Love the
neutral.
content, man. Love the content. I'm telling you, Central Canada, baby's got the like not just the top sticks, man. I mean, Jamie Bruce is gonna make some noise down there, and Jeff Gustafson and all these guys, man. You got Uncut Angling, Jay Siemens, CSO, and all these guys now, man. Nothing against Quebec, brother, man, but come on out to
That's all
Central
good.
Canada, baby. This is nice fishing capital.
Lake
here.
of the Woods breeds some great anglers.
Lake of the Woods, too. You guys are Midwest, but you're all part of us too, man. We love you guys too.
Yeah.
So, fantastic.
Thanks.
Congrats to everybody, man. Thanks for coming on again. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. Give us a sub over here on Kickerfish, and join us every Monday at 8:15 for a whole bunch of hijinks and talking fishing for an hour. We appreciate these guys, man. Thank you again. And
Thank you, boys. That's awesome.
Thanks,
fellas.
it's not done yet. They've got some
Congrats,
testimonies and stuff
Clayton.
going
Have a
on.
safe
work,
season,
guys.
guys.
Have a good night.
Yeah,
Thanks,
be
buddy.
safe.
Checks in the mail.
Congrats,
Text
CSO.
in the mail. End broadcast.